Hey guys, welcome back. This is Etho. Man, one just went by too, and now we got two more coming. One of these days. One of these days. I'm gonna put an off switch on this slime farm because it drives me crazy. It is the most annoying thing I've ever made, and it goes non-stop. Anytime I go in this area over here, I always hear the noise. Barely hear myself think you shouldn't be here. And they get out sometimes. It's really annoying. But anyway, not today. Not today. Well, maybe. I just got back from another caving adventure. I go caving quite a bit because I like to, or I always need redstone, and I always hope I will strike out big and get lots of redstone. That rarely happens though. Usually I get everything but redstone. In fact, if you want redstone, branch mining. that's the trick to getting it, and I'll probably just end up doing that because I never seem to get enough when I go caving for it. I only got like 4 or 5 stacks this time, and I got tons of other stuff though. But we do have 30 levels. I'm going to enchant a sword to start off with. I think of all things you can enchant in this game, I find enchanting swords the most fun because looting swords, I love looting swords, and they are so rare. Wow, like getting efficiency picks in that happens all the time. It's nothing special. So there's a much lower chance of getting what you want when you enchant a sword. Oh, looting 2, it's a good sword. That's better than I expected. So, just really quick here to start off with, I want to put a staircase right here, I think, just a small one. Because this is a high traffic area for me now, and we'll probably just use that style. So let's get going with that. It won't take long. I was good today, guys. I was really good. As you know, I have this problem with starting new projects all the time and not finishing existing ones. I had an idea for a new big project, and I was very, very tempted to start it today, and it's like, no, you know what? I have a few too many things going on, incomplete at the moment. Hey, I got, of course, the library. Haven't worked on that in a long time. We have the brewing EthosLab thing that we just started and still working on, and there is that mob farm stuff at the other base. We have the underground village. We started that recently. We could always work on that, and of course Wilson, the never-ending project. So I got quite a few things I should be working on before I start, or at least make some headway with them. So we're gonna go check out the lab pretty quick here, but first let's get this going. It's a lot, I find it a lot more fun to start projects than to finish them. Well, I do really like finishing projects too. I just don't like working out the little details of a project. Like, it's the small details I find boring. But just hashing out the idea and all that is the fun part to begin with. But there is a lot of satisfaction actually finishing a project, while if you constantly start new ones all the time, well, you end up with a world kind of like mine, where you got a lot of stuff and not a lot of finished stuff. But I have finished a few things in this world, don't get me wrong. Okay. Torches for now. We'll fix that later. And I'm out of dirt, so we'll leave it at that. Let's head on over to our lab. I'll show you what progress we've made with that. Got some floors down over here, and I redid the wiring. I decided to use my old wiring design, the original, which is 2 blocks wider, as I said, but it's gonna work a lot better, and it's a lot easier to do. So this is all the wiring down here in the middle, and I've got I have to put a top on this still, but we have the filling thing up here for filling up water bottles and putting them in the chest storage. And I believe I have this at the stage where it's working. I just turned it on briefly just before I started recording here. I have nether warts, sugar, redstone, and gunpowder in here. So this should make extended splash speed potions. And of course we have the strength on this side that we were messing with last time. These lights here, they tell us if we're out of water bottles or not. This one's about to run out, so let's start this up and we'll be able to see it running. I have not changed the redstone down here since last time, so that'll start the clock up. Let's go over here. Alright, so that let the bottles go out of the brewing stand. And in about 10 seconds from now, these brewing stands will refill with bottles, I believe. So how are things? There we go. Alright, so I put the speed potions into the next stage here, getting the redstone into it. And we got awkward potions being made into 3-minute speed potions, and water bottles being made into awkward potions. This is just about done. Okay, 8-minute speed potions. Now they leave there, go into I can't get that back now. Go into the droppers. Oh no, they went all the way up. They're in this chest right now. So after the next 20-second interval, they'll be able to go into this brewing stand, and that's the final stage to the brewing for this setup. There they go. These ones are going. These ones. Here's our water bottle supply in this chest. And that's it. Brewing is done for this setup. Actually, what I want to do when I set all this up properly, I'm going to have one more stage for the speed potions to convert them into slowness potions, because I might want to use those at some point too. But yeah, so this chest is going to fill up full of these as I let this thing run. It's going to take a long time though, because it takes 40 seconds each set of 3 potions you make. So it does take a long time to fill up this chest. But when that fills up, then this one's going to start filling up of speed potions that are 8 minutes, but they're not the splash potions. This one will fill up then with the 3-minute speed potions once this one's full. Then this fills up with awkward potions, and it sort of makes its way down the line. This is all working, right? Yeah, I think so. And you see this light turned off because it ran out of water bottles. So things are going okay here. And this is finishing up what was left in the system. So you can see there's no water bottles in here because it ran out, but these are still going through until it's all done. And I have no ingredient in here, so they'll just pass through into the final chest. Well, I just mined up a whole bunch of quartz again, which got me to level 30 because I ran out while building. Does that throw you guys off when I'm running straight and I just stop for no reason? Woohoo! So let's enchant on another sword here. Another sword, please. A better sword, a great sword. Man. Okay. That's fine. Let's head back down to the lab. There's actually a lot of things I want to do with this place yet. And I don't like this mushroom farm. I'm going to admit that. I do actually really like the ceiling in it. Like, that's my favorite part of the whole thing, but probably going to redo a bunch of stuff here just because I don't like it. I'm not a big fan of spruce wood, like when it's the main thing you're looking at. And also, this is acting as a slime farm, pretty much. There's a slime chunk, like, in this, the majority of this back area. So there's always just tons of slimes in this room. So when I redo it, I'll have to put half slabs down somewhere. But, oh, what is this? I'm going to put the entrance to the potion room there. And if I redo this, I'm going to slice the entrance diagonally, probably have a diagonal entrance, which will give me more space to work on the entrance for this thing here. Not too sure what I'll do for the entrance. I just was messing with it. Didn't really come up with anything. Go through here. I have it shut down at the moment because I ran out of nether warts. And this back side, I was considering putting a ladder in the back here to get up on top to access the water bottle refiller thing. But you know, since we're having so many of these things in this room, it's probably worth me making a system just for making awkward potions. So that's what we're going to do instead. Instead of having one of these brewing stands dedicated to awkward potions, I'm going to have minecarts running around the top of this building feeding awkward potions to each of these things instead of just straight water bottles. So one of the things we're going to have to add into this build because of that is a section dedicated to making awkward potions, probably lots of them, and a minecart system that distributes them throughout the whole place. What else do we want to do? I think I'm going to put in 2 nether wart farms at least. One on the right here, one on the left, for looks, and also because we're going to be going through nether wart quite a bit, and I don't have a single nether wart farm in my world here yet. It's one of the things I haven't built. See what I'm talking about? You see what I'm talking about? And I gotta live with this noise all the time, constantly, every part of my world. That's the big downfall of living underground. Okay. So a long time ago, I made a tutorial for a nether wart farm, which I never ended up building anywhere, and I've always wanted to. So let's try to incorporate that. It's just a really small, simple thing too. It's like, I think it was a bunch of slow sand. I might lower it even, I'm not sure. And we'll put, oops, it was like a piston that pushes the slow sand, which makes all the nether wart pop off. Then at the other end, there's a smart piston that pushes it back right away. So that gets covered up. We will have to have a button here probably. Look at this inventory, nice and full. Okay, so that'll push this. Alright, and then after a second, I think we want to push this back because this piston stays extended for a second. We can't push it back till it retracts, unless we set this up as a monostable to activate this piston. Then we could push it back a lot quicker. So, alright, this is the slow part. Let's put a bunch of stairs above here. Okay. Do I want it in? Yeah, I think I do want it in. Give me a sec. I'll work on this and I'll show you it afterwards. Okay, so I got the farm set up here. I got one on each side. Each of these has room for 10 nether warts, so that's 20 total. We might want to make some more farms in other places. This is kind of a mix of decoration and for function. It helps to break up the room a bit, and add some color to it. So the way it works, piston pushes that right, and then we have another piston over here which pushes it back. This is a smart piston over there. And a smart piston is basically a name I made up for pistons a long time ago, which indicates that they're intelligent enough to know when a block is in front of them and to automatically push it back. So Kind of goes like that. You can pick up the nether wart and replant it as you walk by. You don't have to walk on the slow sand. Oops. You don't have to walk on the slow sand with this farm design, which is nice. It's a straight line. So this is a smart piston setup. If, let's just snag one of these. If a block goes above this redstone torch, it will send power to this dust. And then I have a 9-tick delay here because we need to give time for that other piston to retract before this one extends. So watch what happens. See the repeaters light up, and then that goes. And it pushes all the blocks to the left. Wow, that grew really fast. Yeah, that's cool. And of course we got lights on the top here, which help add to the looks and also light up the ground here. I am considering making some changes with this though. I might want to lower this slow sand down 1 block because it doesn't look very nice. I don't know. What do you guys think? Does it add to the room or does it take away from the room? If I lower it, I kind of need to add half slabs or something here to prevent me from walking on it though. Like if this is down 1 block, I don't want to walk on the slow sand. That's the advantage of having it up like it is. And of course, if I have half slabs up here, I can't have lights up there. I'll have to put them on the side somewhere. But yeah. So that is our nether wart farms. I can't remember if I said this, but we might have some more in other places here as well. I got some pots and some plants. I want to sort of add some more decoration to this room. I'm trying to keep a clean, simple look to the room, but a few plants here and there isn't going to mess that up too much. It's almost too plain as it is right now. Yeah. If you're going to put something in pots, these saplings are my favorite thing. They look like a little fern. It's pretty cool. Alright, and another thing I'm considering for this room, I'm dreading making a ceiling for it. Like if I make a huge ceiling, it's gonna take me a long time to finish this project. So what I might do instead, I might cheap out and just put half slabs over the top like this, and then hang lighting in the ceiling as well, because I need to get rid of these torches in places like here. If we could just have a light above, close to the ground, that would work too. Let's just see what this looks like if we do it a little ways. And of course, if you guys have ideas, let me know. This is just a way to simplify doing the ceiling. Alright, how does that look? I could live with that. It doesn't even have to be half slabs. I can add a pattern to it. If I want to use pillars or even a different block type, I might use this clay instead of this. I think I should use something with color above instead of this actually. Yeah. Okay. Well, moving on here. I did want to talk to you guys a little bit about Wilson this episode. I have a plan that we're going to check out. Wilson, our good friend, I haven't forgotten about you. So, one thing we have with Wilson is his hunger, and the way that's going to work, as I've explained many times before, but over time he's going to constantly lose hunger points, so this is going to slowly drain down based on time at a constant rate. And the thing is, we also have this happiness stat, and that needs to decrease somehow as well. And I don't exactly want them to both decrease the same way. If they both decrease by time, it's almost like not worth having another stat point. Happiness should be different than hunger loss. Happiness loss should be different from hunger loss somehow. So one idea I had is making Wilson sort of self-aware, like when I'm in the area, his happiness will go up because he's glad I'm around home. And if I'm off somewhere else in my world, I want his happiness to slowly go down, maybe, over time. It's still kind of similar to the hunger because it's going to be based on time, but it's also based on where I am in the world. And the way I'm going to do that, we're going to have to hop into a creative world here to show you, so just give me a second. Alright, what are we up to here, guys? Well, I got a few things I want to show you. As you may know, I have quite the interest in unloaded chunks lately and the things you can do with them. And I'm going to show you some of those, and also how we're going to use these with Wilson. So, first up, we have a redstone clock here. And every time it goes, every second here, it says redstone because of this command block. And we are at about 1600 X and 0 Z, so we're quite a ways away from spawn at the moment. Now if we teleport to 0 0, that clock keeps running even though it's in an unloaded chunk. The chunk stays loaded to a certain extent because of that clock. Not everything works like it does in a normal loaded chunk, like random block updates no longer occur, so like wheat won't grow or trees won't grow, or a burnt out redstone torch won't turn itself back on. That kind of stuff doesn't happen, but like redstone keeps happening. Hagaga. And we can control things with the redstone even. Like if we head back there, let's change our time. Time set 0. Yeah, I got it right. If we head back here, we have the dispenser full of TNT here. We can activate dispensers or a number of other redstone devices. Let's get ready to go back. Okay, let's go forward. I don't want to mess this up because I want to leave as soon as this starts going. Okay, so the next one we go, gotta press up twice. Okay, so we can hang out here for a while, and meanwhile, that's sending pulses to the dispenser. We had 3 stacks of TNT in there when we left. We can even go in the Nether here, and it's still running. Hey, everyone! So, pretty cool. However, what is not happening is that TNT entity that gets created when the dispenser shoots out the TNT, that is not being processed. So when we return, we're going to have like dozens and dozens of TNT all going off at the exact same time here. Well, probably one's going to go off and then a ton is going to go off because we saw one go out already. So let's return. Alright, hopefully this doesn't blow everything up. Oh. Okay, well you can see it wasn't quite full. Oh, and look at that, it just missed everything I set up here. That was beautiful. Okay, so one of my plans with Wilson is to have a clock running similar to this, so that when I leave the area, stuff with Wilson is still happening. Like he's still losing hunger as I'm outside of the loaded chunk area. So I can be off far, far away, and he's still losing hunger points, and he can still process everything, right? Another chunk loader design I saw, this was made by Simply Sark, is he figured out you can just have 2 hoppers stitched between 2 chunks. So we're between chunks right now. If you look at the Z coordinate, it's at -0 if I'm here, and it's at +0 if I'm here. So right down this line is a chunk boundary right here. So this item's bouncing back and forth between the hoppers, and that's going to go to a command block that says say hopper. So when we leave, I find this I don't know if it always works. Let's just see. Yeah, I haven't been able to get this one to work, but I know for a while it was. Okay, so that one's a little more finicky. 1600 and the world's not loading. 1 second. What do? I press F3A? No, I might have to relog here. This is pretty bad. I over teleported. The game didn't like that. Okay, 1 sec. Alright, we're back. I don't know why that happens, but sometimes the world just refuses to load like that and you have to relog. But I did get this hopper one working, so now let's try to see if we can show it. Didn't work. Go back. There we go. Okay, it's working. It doesn't always work. Same with the redstone one. It sometimes doesn't work. But you can see we're by the portal here, which is at 0, 0. So that those two hoppers way out at like 1600 are definitely in unloaded chunks, but the chunks are getting force loaded by the hoppers because it's passing an item in between two chunks. So it's keeping them working to a certain extent, but not everything is working in that, or in the in the chunks. So entities like this minecart stops moving once I leave. If we have an item on the ground, it's not going to despawn when I leave, even though the chunk is being loaded to a certain extent by this. Just entities don't get processed. Like if I throw an ender pearl, it's going to stop moving until I come back. Maybe I'll try to show that. And hopefully the hopper thing stays loaded. I'll throw it right by the hoppers. Okay, let's get ready to move. Oh, and the hoppers didn't. The hoppers stopped, darn it. Okay, it's still falling. You see the hoppers running. But when we return, the ender pearl is going to reload. And we're going to get teleported somewhere. There we go. So even though these were running, the ender pearl wasn't moving. So there's the demonstration. So to summarize my plan, basically I'm going to have one of these clocks that keeps the chunks loaded, or hopefully does, and then a minecart or some other entity that's doing something that we can detect it's moving or doing whatever. If the clock is running and the minecart's not moving, that means I'm far away from Wilson. The chunk's unloaded. If the clock is running and the minecart is moving, that means I'm close to Wilson. So that's about it. So that's how I'm going to determine if Wilson should gain or lose happiness. If I'm close to Wilson, he'll gain happiness. If I'm far away, he'll get sad and he'll lose happiness. And this guy just wrecked me. He got me down to 3 hearts. And before he finished me off, he decided he was going to move and get a closer shot, and he got stuck. Haha. But anyway, it's that time again, everyone. Time to call it an end for the day. I have picked out one comment for this episode. Very nice comment. I really appreciated this one. It says, Etho, you most likely will not see this, but you have brought so much inspiration into my life the past years or so, and I would just want to give a really big thank you for everything you have done and all the ideas you have given me. I would have quit Minecraft if it wasn't for you. I'm pretty sure that many people feel the same way, so just keep doing exactly what you are doing. You know the right recipe for this YouTube thing, even though you may not think it. Thank you again for everything. Very nice comment. Very nice. I like that one. Thank you for that. And of course, well, not of course, but I want to say a big thank you to all the support I got last episode. Actually, it was crazy. Just about 40,000 likes last time I checked, which I'm pretty sure is the most liked video of mine now. And also, just insane amount of feedback on it too. Like, I just looked. I can't remember. I think it was 12,000 comments or 20,000. Just lots of great feedback. So thank you, everyone. Much appreciated. That's all for today. Thanks for watching. See you again next time. Bye-bye.